Please note that this video has spoilers for the subject. Put off by how long this video is, don't worry, I try to jam-pack my videos with as much content and as much detail as I possibly can. Anything I feel I can comment on and that I feel you might be interested in, I pretty much put in the video. I try not to repeat myself and talk fairly fast. I either have or will cover other parts of this franchise, and this video either is or will be linked below. I'm not going to restate here what I did or will say in the other video. These videos get long enough as it is. Married with Children, Season 10. Thoughts. And yes, slightly different setup today. Continue to have problems with my wrists, but this should work out. And some of the notes I recorded as audio to save on using my wrists from typing, and I am not going to subject you to the raw audio, but rather be using, I guess I'm just going to put them in when I get there. I think the first 9 or 10 episodes I have as text. So intro. And once again, this is from Wikipedia. The 10th season had the death of family pet Buck and his subsequent reincarnation into the body of Lucky, then Bundy's next dog. The season also marks the first appearances of Peggy's father, Ephraim, played by Tim Conway, Peggy's mother who moves in with the Bundys, although she is never seen, only heard. Also, Peg leaves Al and goes on a search for her father. And briefly, for something completely unrelated to the show, maybe now we will finally get some gun control, and yeah, I really hope so. And my heart goes out to anyone affected by the shooting. Now, guess who's... there we go. Guess who's coming to breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And this is ranked 191, and I agree with that. Now, let's see. Have you ever had sex? Hundreds of times. I mean, with someone. And Al comes in all casual and finds the rubber doll. No, but you watch the whole thing on CNN. Get it out of here as soon as possible. Or throw dirt all over it. Deserves to be Menendezed. And Bud falls down the basement stairwell. My son is burrowing down and becoming a mole. I love the reaction shots for Peg's mom's arrival. Now, the idea of a voice for Peg's mom is good. I do think that at least some of these early lines, both the performance and the writing of the lines were kind of half-hearted, but really, in these later seasons, a lot of the jokes, they sometimes go for the really easy and obvious ones, in addition to mostly targeting women. I guess, let's see, maybe I should adjust this slightly. I have already tried some, different things out, but this is the first time I'm recording with this setup. But I didn't make this up 5 minutes ago. Only some of it. I'd be counting sheep, and she'd be eating them. You Sadie Slicker with your shoes. Of course, I don't cough no more. I'll even throw in some of my shoes. And you showed me how they work, too? And Al, of course, talks Ephraim right back out of it. The voice of Peg's mom is Kathleen Freeman, Blues Brothers' sister's Mary Stigmata. And now that I know, I can totally hear it. And who the hell would put a bear trap in an outhouse? They wouldn't. That ain't no bear trap. It's a human trap. Well, why would you want to trap a human? I don't know. Ask the bears. They're most the ones that put it there. Let's see. Excuse me. Cold weather. Once again, I swear I do try to clear my throat fully before recording. And moving on. A shoe room with a view. This is ranked 165th, and it personally I'd place it in the top 150. And let's see. Sexist as Peg telling off Bud due to Oprah is, it does make the point well. Tons of people who watch talk shows don't realize that they themselves could improve their situations instead of watching the shows. And plenty of these people are men. Now, I guess maybe let me just see if I can adjust this slightly. Oh no, wait, no, I can't. Never mind. I suppose that would probably cause more problems than it would solve. Why didn't you pick up a real man? In Peg's defense, the Oprah store would do well. And I love Al and Kel not getting that they could help each other. Nobody here's been eating lead paint chips. And great physical performances from the plus-size women when the guys look through the holes, and verbal acting ones after that. Playing the very young Mr. Lincoln? No. But then I could at least look forward to being shot. And Bud coughs dust via the hand, oldie but goodie. Get Out? Ha. Before that. Did they just watch Superman the movie? And Peg calls Al Speedy. And Oprah Land. Big talk from someone who's yet to get lift P flush. 2 words. Ramon. All I ask is for one seam to break. Should have been more specific. And finally, Al, being a shoe salesman, works out for his benefit. Once you go shoe, you never go back. Back to what? Feet? Wait, are feet shoes? And the moron steps right out the window. And Al can't see the girls because he got so hurt. I'm getting greedy. Moving on. If my mouth will work as it should. To, let's see, Requiem for a Dead Briard. I think that's how you pronounce that dog breed. I'm not, I used to be into dog breeding, but then I realized they can do that themselves. This is ranked 152. I pretty much agree with that. Excuse me. He shot me in the face 6 times. Don't land on any bold guys. Are you serious? Where am I going to get another dollar? Only $11. And I can't teach an ant farm to pee in Bud's shoes. Buck couldn't do that until now. Buck's now all dead, and his lawyer is a mouse. And another of Kel's pets dies. I love Kel's cry, leave me alone. So funny. And again, that's so wrong, but yeah. She can unhinge her jaw, swallow a Volkswagen whole. Excuse me. Let me just check if that's important. And there we go. And the dead dog whistle. Marcy gets so into the seance. Why are there cats in heaven's waiting room not protected from being eaten? And Kel fully believes the father has Buck's spirit. Not on my dime you didn't, buddy. And Star Trek style, Lucky is beamed in. Bundy. Buck Bundy? That's me, I'm Buck Bundy. I'm Tom as your guide. What exactly am I? You're where animals go when they die. I'm an Oprah's refrigerator? No, Buck, you're in the animal afterlife. But what are you doing here? Computer error. Sorry, for the first few lines of Tom's, I had forgotten who did the role, and I realized my impersonation could be better. Those voices sound familiar. Let's see if I can focus these new puppy dog eyes. No! Let's call him Lucky. Lucky Bundy. I was saving that name for my tombstone. And let's get... There we go. Reverend Al. This is ranked 184th. It's in the top 150 for me. I love this episode. And new footage for them getting money in the opening now with Lucky. I prefer this version. Excuse me. I did not write specific notes for this, so I'm going to have to do it from memory. Again, it's, you know, I watched the very last episode of this season, rewatched it. I don't know, I guess by now, half an hour ago or something. Excuse me. And apologies for the camera. It's on the laptop instead of on the usual tripod, so it doesn't take very much. It's less stable. Anyway, yeah, did not take down notes specifically for this, but yeah, from memory. I mean, by now it's been at least half an hour, maybe more, since watching. But yeah, let's see, you know, first you. Yeah, I'm not going to go into the individual shots, but once they start getting money, I like the individual shots, but I don't have a lot to say about them. But once they start getting the money, you know, Bud walks up, and first he, you know, he's like, what's it called? Tapping on the shoulder. I think tapping Peg on the shoulder, and gets no response. And then he taps Al on the shoulder, and Al just reflexively hands him money. And from Bud's face when he gets the money, it's clear he wasn't there for money. He has a problem, and he wants some help from his parents, you know. And when he gets the money, like, he takes the money and just walks off like, you know, just this is like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna get. I might as well stop even trying to get anything out of just these freaking people, I can't believe they're my parents, you know. And Kel walks up and she pokes Al on the shoulder and doesn't respond, and she walks over and does it to Peggy, and Peggy looks up and she's like, come on, you know what, you know. They do really good physical performances here, because obviously they're not gonna do verbal performances. It's, you know, the music is going, so yeah. And so he, yes, you know, she's like, you know, a little help here, and Peg, like, you know, kind of nudges Al, like, you know, and he's fine, and he hands up the money, and Kel, that was exactly what she wanted, like, she's ecstatic and runs off, you know. And Lucky comes up, and really, I mean, they probably did check this, or maybe he even has something to step on, but Lucky is significantly smaller than Buck. So, yeah, they probably did make sure that he would be able to reach up to the sofa, because you wouldn't offhand think that he would be able to, but yeah, he might have one of those step things that dogs, you know, in like dog shows, I don't know, you know, where they have to step up the several, yeah. And yeah, and Al gets him the money, and then Peg, you know, that's as far as I recall, that's still basically the usual one of she, like, she's trying to get his attention, and he reflexively hands her money, and she's like, oh, thank you, honey, like, yeah. Now, or documented, racism, and they spin it over Ike. And to Al, Canada is one of the greatest scams ever. Miranda in disguise. We opened them. Get squashed. And they didn't understand the pig Latin. I love the look of Reverend Al. Man, his preaching is sexist and misogynist. And great satire of religion in the US in the 90s. The faith that started out of self-interest is gaudy, and the leaders revealed to be a sham and or a scam. The return of Dot. I have sinned. Thanks, Griff. Open mine first, Mom. Can't wait to see what I got. Hey, we could buy real beer. And maybe some ale. Ale sucks. Suck this. I'll get leopard skin seat covers to match my underwear. I guess I won't be getting seat covers. He's also Arnold the Pig from Green Acres. Excuse me. I guess I missed writing it down for this one. I really love the, you know, I think it brother Archimedes, you know, and I forget, shall I handle her? No, brother Archimedes, I'm sure we can let Marcy speak. And she starts talking, and he realizes where she's going. Brother Archimedes, take her, you know, handle her, take her down, something like that. And Dot walks up. You a whole lot of woman. I think it was I'm a whole lot of everything. Yeah, and let's see, what was and did I already mention that I recently rewatched The Boondock Saints, the first one, and I think I did forget to look it up, but, you know, again, saving memories. I'm almost 100% certain that Dot is the angry feminist at the start of the Boondock Saints, you know, working at the meat plant with the rule of thumb exchange. And yeah, I do kind of wish that they didn't kind of spoil, you know, you do see Dot in the wide shot that they use just before she walks up, because it's supposed to be a surprise that she's there, that there's someone as big as Archimedes. You may not notice it the very first time, but on you know, when you rewatch it, you definitely realize, oh, she's right there. You know, it kind of spoils the punchline. But otherwise, love the episode. And, I guess. Is this one that starts? I didn't think. Let me real quick check. I'm not asking your permission to let me, I'm just, yeah. Fair enough, there we go. Now, let's see. I guess the best way. Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay, so I guess just. And I'm going to try not to do that thing where you speak louder because you're listening to something. Now. I guess I could do this. How Bleen Was My Kelly. And here we go. Yeah. I've put all the family finances right here on this computer. You put something I don't have into something I don't understand. You know, that reminds me of our sex life. No, that's putting something I have into something I don't like. Daddy, Bleen is not shampoo. It's a bunch of deadly chemicals I concocted in the university lab. It's possible that tingling you're feeling on your head could be the beginning of a massive stroke. Either way, thank you. And but I think I finally found the antidote. Are you ready for the last test? Hell, I'm ready for the last rites. I just got a part in a TV movie. I'm playing Madame Curie. So to prepare for the part, I thought I'd get some first-hand experience on what it's like being a madam. So does anyone know where there's a brothel around here? Well, there's Howie's down by the airport. I mean, Madame Curie was no hooker. She was a famous French chemist who discovered radium down by the airport. Al, if you're going to come in... Ah, never mind. You know, Peg, this new dog we have is really chewing a hole in our budget. Look at which... Ah, never mind. I really gotta read these all the way through. I don't know anything about science. Cal, that's science, not science. The C is silent. I knew I should have stayed in shul. Bling made me so horny, I'm going to rent me 101 Dalmatians. And I don't mean the movie. I really appreciate that they kept the voice actor around. You know, you might figure that Buck becoming Lucky, they would, you know, although it is clearly the same personality and such. But, yeah, really, really like the... I like every voice for Buck. Is that iridium in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? So what is your field? Alcorodentology. Oh, right. What's alcorodentology? It's a study of that age-old question. How much booze can a rat drink before he explodes? Oh, Kennedy Grant? Exactly. And that brings us to the notes. That's right. This is right. And yes, the weaker sex. Is my fly open again? I'm talking about your shoes. Still the best lunch I had in years. And Dot throws Al through the air because he's a moron. Oh, Lucky, you ran right away. Good boy. Now we know he can chew. Next I'll go for my throat. Well, don't you think I would have if I thought I could get away with it? Oh, they're out of order, that's why. Wait. Huh. Well, that's something. Right. I suppose I'm just going to go ahead and, yeah. Yeah, so apparently I accidentally put the, yeah, that's right, because the first episode I recorded for was the weaker sex, and then I realized that means I can go back. Yeah, so more notes for how Bleen Was My Kelly. I'm going to go ahead and note. We'll call that technical difficulties. Okay. Both yell coming and neither of them get up. There's no place like home. Is there? Oh, right. You're smart. And here is what you make. That's what I make? Oh, that's funny. No one took yours for less than 1,000. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry, these were quotes that I did already do. Yeah, and it probably smells better. Quotes that I got that when I read them just a few minutes ago, I read them from the quotes page. I'm going to try to not let this happen in the future. Okay, but I think I make a more convincing Ginger and Mary Ann, don't you think? So, Bud tells me you're in aerospace? Yeah, it's not rocket science, but what is? For how dumb and illogical her lies are, Kelly has become a better liar. These do kind of explain why she's there and what she's there to do. Excuse me. where earlier the joke with her would be that she couldn't keep a single thought in her head. Let's see. Go ahead. Do this. And let's see if that doesn't help matters. After all, this is academia. Theory runs rampant here. Well, yeah, but please always be sure to call it research. It's like shopping at the mall. Love the running gag of them trying to find someone who makes less money than Al. So I put in Dad's shower, and right on cue, he walks down. Clearly right out of the bath. Love Al's description of what his scalp feels like. Love the reveal on Al's hair. It's like Demoxenil. The rest of you mean absolutely nothing to me. Kelly, listen very, very carefully to Dad. Fire Bud. I'll buy you an acting career. Soon you can be right behind Sci-Spun and soon be defunct hair club for men. You know so little. Al has barely gotten done talking about how there are no side effects before the side effect of him being attracted to Peggy shows up. Group A. Ahem. Kelly Bundy is pleading. Things to do. Make will. Cut family out of will. Ironic that here I am, decades later, also using, I forget what it's called in English, but you know, voice recording thing for the notes. Bob Rooney's got Elvis hair. Griff has a huge afro. Does the Black Power raised fist thing. Only Wu-Tang. And Jefferson has ridiculous long hair, like Rapunzel. Yeah. I don't know, Kenny G. Love the Bud transformation montage. Great use of morphing. Which, you know, you could argue that it's excessive. It's, yeah. I find that it remains funny throughout the entire sequence. And yeah, it was, you know, it's one of those things where the moment Hollywood discovered it, they used it like crazy. Nice of them to get Bud a shirt made from the same material as Bruce Banner's. And just transforms Bud into Al. And at the end, Bud's not even resisting taking the antidote. And that becomes the sausage can. And I'd say we either are reaching or have reached peak wackiness. What for? I might as well sell women's shoes. And let's see. Flight of the Bumblebee. I'm not sure if I said before, but Panicky Bud is really hilarious. That sound he makes, like, and the women get into the wrestling too. Hey, you want to grab my whatchamacallit? Oh, there's a lot of people around. I guess she's never exercised in public. On the beach. Body slam? Is that what the kids are calling it these days? And King Kong just steps right on Bud's solar plexus. I love Bud's scream as King Kong jumps. And you see the photo, and Bud's lost a bunch of teeth. No, son, we don't watch wrestling anymore. So now No Ma'am stands for numb old men anxiously waiting petitions. And Al takes some of Bud's drip. And Blond and Blonder. I realize I'm not saying what my personal placement of these are. I think, if I don't forget, I will do that at the very end. I didn't record my votes for some reason. When Al said that he smelled garlic chicken as well, I really thought, and then Peg denied it, I really thought there was going to be a reveal. Maybe it was cut from my version. I don't know how much this drum version is cut. A reveal that she was hiding garlic chicken from both of them. Although I guess she doesn't really hide food from her mother, does she? I want to keep a noose upstairs. That's my business, Peg. You know, all in all, this episode really doesn't have that much hatred from Al towards Peg. Considering it's this late in the show. What is going on here? This is foreplay. No, honey, this can't be foreplay. I'm enjoying it. I'm in the room. Let's see, it was so messed up. What's Mr. Potato Head doing here? Oh, you married him. I meant to Mr. Potato Head that's worth something. And then all three of them shoot at him with Nerf balls. Is it just me, or are the lines as they're heading towards the garage just filler? Like, was there some kind of contract thing? They had to have a certain amount of words in the episode. They're literally like, they're in the garage. Come on, I'll show you. Let's go to the garage. Just, yeah. They're not jokes. Were they worried that the audience would have forgotten where they were going? Even from countries like Indiana, Indonesia. Oh man, I gotta brush up on my Spanish. And Dawn, I think that's her name, the girl with braces, is immediately set up as attracted to Bud. Meanwhile, he shuts her down cruelly. And both of them wrote letters to each other that they didn't give. Clearly, this is Kelly's match equal. Excuse me. And we find that Ashley humiliated Bud setting that up. Excuse me. And Kellen's move works even through a closed door. Love the wacky. Nice. And, excuse me, Marcy and Peggy actually think that Al and Jefferson are going to look for them. Flesh and Metal, aren't they that band that did the theme for Hellraiser? Apologize for the dead air. That's Casper Van Dien as Eric March. Doesn't anyone ring a bell? No, but I think there's a temperature sign up there. And that's, of course, the thing with the high school reunion in American shows and movies. The person you thought was ugly is now incredibly popular and successful. He's the ex-husband of my dreams. Not husband. Let's a dictator. Who knew someone like that would become successful? Kelly, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Why don't things fall up? I appreciate an entire episode where Kel hangs out with her girlfriends a lot. And they don't get into a fight or something. Choose your weapon. I choose the banjo. Love how the move attracts like half a dozen guys. Was that Carlson to the right? It's like he's deaf or something. And Bud mentions having a hickey, setting that up. And Brace's girl talks about giving him a hickey. if Ashley hadn't rejected Bud like she did, and then asked for his help, they wouldn't have gotten that kind of revenge. So it's, you know, what goes around comes around. And she thinks she can just keep treating him poorly and using him. This game is just like sex, except I have a partner. And I have us neutered. Like, will I pay you or something? But I owe you. Well, every time you get paid, he takes like 75%, so... Like, was that joke written by someone who doesn't watch the rest of the show or something? Yeah. Kelly's friends are not only attractive, but actually funny, and do give good performances, all of them. Again, very much appreciated. She's actually going to count the seconds up to 15 minutes. And creepily, but basically raped her, pretending to be someone else. But he then gets raped right back by Brace's girl. And he knows that that's what's going on. So, you know, there's an argument to be made that that's worse, but I'm not going to get into that. Kind of. He falls asleep and I want to play again. And Brace's girl has the kind of Darth Vader breathing or something. Something out of a horror movie, certainly. And... excuse me. The two that got away. Yeah, but isn't it unethical for men just to date their talent? No problem. I think your face and pretend like you. I quite like this again of Al having to lie about going fishing. Unlucky does the tricks. And both Jefferson and Al try to get the other to leave so they can get the film. He hates polarizer. In that case, I'll give him a shot. There's a stretch. And Kelly goes through the training thing. So that Lucky will. It actually probably does expect him to say, probably in English, not Belgish. So close to a say. Shannon Tweed is awesome and no contest. She's great in hands down, no contest. No contest, hands down. Apologies for the double take. Now I think we should make like water and close immediately. Okay, no, but you are. And she meows, gets hungry puppy backwards, and moves. Kel, please do not raise your leg. I look forward to seeing her in one of the Beethoven sequels. Yeah, as a dog. There we go. And on to Dud Bowl. Oh, ow, you haven't brushed your teeth. Marge and I have a lot in common. Grown-ups. An owl slams the door on Bud. I will never tire of the Bundys slamming doors on people. Wrong house. Put it back, Reverend. Or so help me. He's from Leavenworth. That's great. I mean, it's great. He's off the streets. Just he killed a whole mess of people. He won't be out for months. And the t-shirt says stay in school or this could be you. Cal can't figure out the door even though she's lived there for 20 years or something. And she can't get his name right. She's a little tied up right now. Okay, I'm sure guy does do a pretty good job of acting. Kelly's using her right eye. Double ocean. Sexist as it is. Jefferson and Bud being disgusted, hearing what Peg's going to do to Al is kind of funny. It's a good delivery of that joke. The funny thing is, I don't think that gesture is necessary. I thought that might turn out to be like an old woman. So it's not that big a stretch of Al to do it. But Jefferson starts stealing from the people. Everyone eventually gets theirs. Well, I'm sure you'll get yours, Daddy. You can say that again. I'm sure you'll get yours, Daddy. And Al gets up. There's a man out standing in his field. And the band starts playing. And Al realizes the symbol and makes a football kind of run, tackling people, but does not stop the symbol. And then Bradshaw can't figure out the door. Probably not. He can't hear either. They've killed either of you to have Terry write it down or something. This is our Reverend is a signature. And barely men, or barely men, I don't know how to pronounce it. But if you want to get from the upstairs to the basement, you should probably use the stairs. And Bud is carrying all of the equipment. Oh, stupid. At that exact moment, Ephraim was both very much a wanker and very much a dad. Well, to be fair, he left us a map. Fortunately, it's a map of cows. Yeah, center. As an extra precaution, Hanger sucks from the branch. You're not getting my beard, Bud. They hid all the food in their sleeping bag. That's not all gonna get the animals to get up close and personal. Now the Lawrence theme. That gets them both. That gets their attention. And the bear moves behind them. Cool, a wheelbarrow. We killed them with these bare hands. That's B-A-R-E hands. Now that they have an actual trained bear, man, it really looks nothing like the suit from before. And Buck, now Lucky, meets another animal. Can never be entirely sure if he's going to be scared of it or try to have sex with it. But since I haven't been in weeks, hell with them. Because we were in it. Okay. Now we're playing Buick and the Beast. Who thinks it's a black and Monroe? Yogi Bear. Picnic basket. Now why don't you 10-finger nose breathers let me handle this here. And they play the teddy bears on their picnic. And the hot dog still has to point with this leg. Yogi's with us. There's plenty of other bears in WODS. Things he really thought the kids would know that Geo was about to go. 9 squares a day. It's breakfast, second breakfast, and man, the stripper's running out. That was really forced. Maybe they had like a quota to put so and so many alluring women in the episode or something. But yeah, it had nothing to do with anything else. Not set up or anything. And moving on to Love Conquers Al. There's no single on my watch. As sexist as it is, Robot Program Jefferson is really funny. And his unprogramming physical performance. When do I meet your chaperone? Play. She's going to be a nun. Oh god, oh god. You see, they are playing together already. I love the other couples at Dr. Richard's place. One of them is an actual literal clown sitting there doing clown shtick. And Al saying doesn't want to spend any more time with these clowns, makes the clowns sad. But I swear I'm not touching Bozo with that big red hair or that guy. And Kel badly wants Carlos to stop with the slow wooing of her. Just, she wants the sex. Yeah, there. Someone's crying, my lord, and it's Al. Mr. Giggles has a point. Dr. Richelieu was played by that guy who played the extremely overtly gay hairdresser in that backdoor pilot on The Nanny. Now he's showing her slideshows of his family. And they did the Sally Struthers ate all the food herself joke before South Park, and quite well so. She brought much food to my country. We're hoping next time she shares some of it. And the old guy and Peg start hitting Al with the rubber mallets. You know, they work better without the rubber on. It's about time. Are you alright? This is almost Esmeralda's curfew. It's her last night before she enters the convent. She actually thought he was doing the thing where the guy exhales and leans back and then reaches around the girl. This guy was so innocent that he actually didn't even realize that it might be read as that. And Bud can barely walk, and his t-shirt has been completely grinded off. Wasn't he wearing pants earlier? Those came off before the sex. If it isn't too forward, I would like to kiss you goodnight. Sure. And it's a kiss on the hand. And Fawn is back from the 5-year high school reunion episode. I forgot to quote from that one. We should have a 5-year reunion every year. It's really funny. No mas, no mas. And yeah, this has to be from the next episode. Let's see. It's called. There we go. I can't believe it's butter. Oh, whoops. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Got there. No, Jefferson, he's trying to warn that she's behind you. And he keeps digging deeper. Nice try, Jefferson. Focus, gentlemen. There'll be no brawling here. This is a Christmas party, not a wedding. The stressed out mother of the little kid with Griff as Santa gives such a great performance. She's just about to snap. Another Christmas episode. I wonder if it's yet another great one. Merry stinking Christmas. Hey, Griff, where's your Christmas fare? Mike's wife got it in the divorce settlement. And then they fight. I don't be selfish, but I don't speak for. Thanks for giving me a ride home, Griff. The Dodge man through and through, but that geometry sure is easier to push up that hill. You wouldn't want a phone sex operator waiting by the phone. I love Al realizing that it's Peg's mother. Dials the number. Here's the phone. Ring twice. Still takes him another second after that to realize the two things are connected. And then he doesn't accept that that's it. I love his face once he does accept that it's true. Guilty? No. Hungry? Yes. Besides, when you dial those 900 numbers, all you really care about is your money back for dialing the wrong number. Who could that be? I don't know. Maybe one of the neighbors found out we had foods. Eat fast. And they wrap up all the food, the tablecloth, and Griff walks in seeing the chewing with no food, fork, knives, and hands, and nothing. They're having another imaginary Christmas dinner. Hey, it was the Griff stole Christmas. No one kills anybody here. You sought to talk to her. Not to me, you candy yam, to Griff. Soften him up with our finest beverage. That man has Griff. Not just for breakfast anymore. It's it's really fat shaming, but all the visual gags in Peg's mom's room, really funny. All the food stuff. Yes, I'm fine. It's just a chronic pain in the butt. Peg is so into it, twirling the phone cord. I'll be there in half an hour. Now, I'm leaving you. Peg, in normal circumstances, I'd help you pack. But there's more at stake here than our marriage. There's piles and piles of money. I'll be back by New Year's. You even know where my kids are. And Al walks off enraged. I don't. And hangs up. And you recognize their voices and comes down. Yep, another Christmas classic of the show. I honestly don't think there's a single actually bad. I'm pretty sure there hasn't been yet, at least. Okay, moving on. The Hood for Bud and the Kelly. Hey, I'm doing research, babe. Won't you need your blob assistant? Perhaps now isn't the best time to mention that I've left him for the William Morris Agency. I don't look at him and I don't watch him. Heartfelt handshake, we go separate ways. My satellite dish. Fine, satellite dish, go our separate ways. Watch TV all day and all night. And then he realizes it. Again, sexist and total wish fulfillment, but the delivery with Ariel says, let's seal the deal with some sex. It's the exact right delivery. It's exactly what guys want to hear. She's so into it. Let's seal the deal with some sex. You are the worst agent in the entire world and the state of Chicago. So, we're worried. You're about to get some refrigerator to get some ice. Ice. What for? Your black eye. Again, spot on performance. I really love the Oprah jokes. And he bought one for $23.95 instead of $700. Dinner for me tonight, Peg? No, you're gonna get some. Really big at you, Peg. Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera. Says so right here on the box. I want to go set up the ladder. I'm gonna set up the funeral. Very nice physical comedy with Jefferson with the ladder. What are you two laughing at? You don't think we can get it up? They actually think they're gonna be able to do it in 5 minutes. It's gonna be so much fun. I feel like a kid at Christmas. And Al falls down. And Jefferson falls onto Al. Did it? We did it. You see their shock faces. Marcy and Peg. You actually installed the dish? No, we actually opened the box. Well, it took the bears 2 hours. It took them an hour to open the box. What's Dumber doing? Jefferson gets dishes right into his head. Jefferson, I heard a shattering sound. Did the dish break? No, that was my skull. And Jefferson does indeed frisbee the dish back up. Captain America would be very disappointed in your show throwing skills. Sorry, Al. And Bud opens the cellar door right into his face. This is an emergency. Al accidentally knocks over the ladder, hanging there, kicking his legs. Just hanging there, trying desperately not to fall off. Jefferson and Bud calmly talk about how to be a good agent. Al's hanging on only by his chin. If I'm one thing, I'm always there for my friends. Love the montage of him being turned down for loans. The various ways he gets turned down get increasingly out there. And Al falls off the roof again and pulls on the tape so that Jefferson falls out. I can't believe it. Every single bank in Chicago turned me down. So many faxes got through. Not only does Bud turning on the TV electrify Al, but inexplicably Al shows up on the TV screen. I'm Vito Capone, no relation. Who? Oh, who will I ever get to stop? Me. She's so mature. Such an easy mark for him. Now falls from the roof again, as Bud is saying, opportunities like this don't just drop from the sky. What'd you find? In the laundry department. Excuse me. Yeah, excuses. Uno pimento. He's Irish. And Raphael thinks he's actually Scorsese. The one who is rudely avoiding the temptation to stare at me. Let's take my life on. So you're at the contract. Raphael runs the janitor's office. Well, come on. You know how temperamental actors are. Maybe a week, maybe a month. You have until 5. I love Gino. He's so freaking huge. And let's see. The Hood, the Button, the Kelly, Part 2. Previously I'm married with children. Last time I got petted was when there were towels in the bathroom. So many of Gino's lines, especially his early ones. And now all the wives, so they're bedding. Always get to see your husband. And they get to bet on where the different ones will land. We've all hit the ground at least twice. Well, I haven't. Well, give us a second. Dan, hand me screw you. What? I said screw you. Up yours. Dan gets out the gun. Jefferson whips out the crane kick. And Bob Rooney gets airlifted by a giant bird because he's holding the egg. And Dan shoots the bird, and Bob Rooney falls 70 feet onto Griff. And then they go into an argument over whose music to use. Both storm off, both walk into the other's dressing room. And Raphael walks into frame and sticks his tongue out like a 5-year-old. We are walking, so are Kelly. And then they start arguing over who wants to kill him more. When both boomboxes are playing, that does actually sound pretty decent. I really like the other mobster who comes to talk to Gino. And the mobsters dance too. Look at this reception. The more they try, the worse it gets. Just like in bed. And the husbands have gotten the dish hooked up and pretending to still be working on it so they don't have to deal with the wives. And Jefferson rolls off the roof. Hitchcock, if you have a free hand, would you mind rewinding the tape so we can see me dancing? But I'm starting to think maybe these guys may be, what, really annoying? No, mobsters. Wise guys. jolly good fellas. Man, there's a problem. Oh, I would, but Raphael, tell me why we can't get it. Well, Kelly, why don't you tell him we can't give him the tape? And Bud's like, no, And Kelly immediately just tells them exactly what they have the incriminating footage. And Kelly's so hurt, she's like, we did too. She's not upset that they're gonna kill him. She's like child upset. She thought she was doing what her parents wanted. And I mean, I understand you want to kill us, but please spare my sister. She's harmless. She'd never identify you. She doesn't even understand the concepts of up and down. Down yours, bud. And the girls formed the Charlie's Angels pose, and their names were Kate, Farrah, and Jacqueline. Only one of them is even pointing at the guys. The others are pointing completely wrong directions. And they're ready to go to sleep. And they're jammies. Thanks, got a little teddy bear. Love the discrepancy and the punishments. Having now rewatched the entire episode, I can say with certainty I love every single one of Gino's lines. If I tried to quote them, I'd literally be quoting every single line of his. So. And let's bring us to Calendar Girl. Or Girls. I think Girl. You idiot. Where am I going to get a Cuban cigar? Babcock and Littlefoot are so punchable. And she's in a limo. Mom's gone. Is this something I did? Oh, maybe. The Buns of Usk. I love Kel listing all the fake women that Bug could take pictures of. It'll revolutionize the computer industry. I like the running gag of Babcock paying mostly Little Floyd to not have heard something. Oh, that's all she said was, oh, and then this is something else that I really think you should know. Again, we deviate from the point. You better. I'm cutting you out of the will. That's no punishment. I'm putting you in the will. But has just said he's going to be sincere with her and maybe think that he's going to live with her. And then he opens with, I don't talk about my brother much. And Judd went into a mason jar. But her raised eyebrow really does say it. Krista Allen doesn't always get enough credit for how great her performances are. It's so often about she's the attractive girl, and often the attractive girl who gets like angry and she catches someone staring at her or the like. But great delivery, great performances. Timmy Kelly, you ate my last sausage kiss. You're in the will. No. I got an A. Come on, here's some. Not you, our son. Mine and ours. And Bud refers to them as dads. He's already accepted his son adoption. And that's a really ugly, hateful way to end the episode. But we're supposed to find her disgusting because she wasn't born female and it's as though she tricked the men into being attracted to someone who wasn't born female. And Peg being out searching for her father till the end of the season is because of her pregnancy in real life. And the Agony and the Extra C. Extra C, sorry. You do have insurance, don't you? Yes. And then we'll be using, what was it? Anesthesia? Yeah. The innocent time when not having what did I say? Yeah, not having health insurance was the extreme. Yeah. Yeah, the anesthesia was the extreme rather than him not getting an operation at all. You know, back then they really thought that the extreme would be we'll operate on him, but we won't use, you know, rather than we'll kick him to the curb, or that he'll be in crippling debt afterwards. God, they think they can get anything away, just get away with anything just because they changed their first name to Doctor. Strange. I don't like to judge. Kelly actually thinks that Jefferson aged that much. In our stomachs. Promised we wouldn't have to talk to him. Don't you know that breakfast is the most important meal of the day? It's just beer. Not only is Jefferson holding the phone upside down, but then it calls. He was watching a soap opera. And yeah, someone almost falling for their relative. I think that does happen on soaps. But yeah, hold on, I got another call. Worth a shot, I guess. And as Marcy is saying for Jefferson to stay away from no man, they appear in the backyard. There you have it, Jefferson. All you have to do is shower, shave, and she'll be on. The mayor has been taken hostage. Blah, blah, blah. And Bud and Kelly are sneaking out. One of us is in need. What do we do? Try to help out, and in doing so, want to make things worse. I can't wait for the year to be plastic. Implying that he'll put a plastic bag over it. Man, that's dark. Yes, getting tattooed on by the clearly drunk, barely conscious guy. He wrote Mary. Bud and Kelly are trying to steal everything that isn't nailed down quite literally. So, what's the problem? Marcy. M-A-R-Y. There's a C in Marcy. M-A-R-Y-C. And the old guy just intentionally lets go. Obviously thinking, I'm gonna die surrounded by the biggest idiots in the galaxy. The third anniversary is the pants anniversary. And she grabs him. Jefferson actually thought that suggesting the possibility of strip poker would make it less likely that she would try to go for it. And he accidentally calls her Mary. As to try to explain. And she hates the name Mary. Because the fan at the top of your head, beautiful. That and the name Mary are my two favorite things about you. And we are fully whacked. It's on the floor instead of the chair. And tries to drag out finishing the food forever. They're cutting into tiny little pieces, and she's sitting there looking like she's about to tear his head off. Marcy, it's healthy to chew every bite of food 2,500 times. 1, 2. And they have hairs try to tattoo a C onto Brony's butt. C is a tough letter. And when your blood is more alcohol than plasma, they're all tough letters. He's as ready as gonna be. And Operation Hide and Go Seek actually worked. Martial, giggly and giddy is actually kind of cute. I love Marcy. And Marcy kicked him so hard there's a boot up his butt. Spring Break Part 1. I guess I'll do. Some of these buds, front rows, are different from what we've seen before, but they are the same girls that Kel was having the 5-year high school reunion with, although they took away the braces from the one who had, yeah. Which is too bad, because they're really funny. You know, Griff, what's really going to make this game better is learn how to play. And with a little hesitation, both Griff and Al immediately stuff the money into their chest pockets. Not too bad of a plan for Kelly and the others. Hummer plays pathetically horny really well. I have to stay home and feed it up. You, sir, are a liar. I bet it's a complete coincidence that the only of the 4 girls that we don't see promise sex to one of the frat rows is the one wearing glasses, considered less attractive than the others. Coin in the air. It's a coin. You win. Kelly, you're so lucky. It was right on the tip of my tongue. And Griff and Al are, of course, not at home, but they are around the fire. Throw another clog on the fire. I thought we burned them. No, don't you remember? We tried. It wouldn't burn. That is very obviously pegged not at the actual... Yeah. Kind of gross rape joke with him sexually assaulting Marcy and her being into it. And now that all 4 girls in bikinis, the only one, or the one clearly wearing the most, is the one wearing glasses. Road trip. Destination, Fort Lauderdale. And Spring Break Part 2. The toy car driving across the map is great. Couldn't make less. We gotta say that, and the Earth too, because once the Earth goes, the planet's gonna be next. Like a tow truck. I like a tow truck too. Look, ZZ Top. Isn't that George Clooney, star of that hit TV show, And Alan Griff just drag off and beat up the 2 frat bro judges. And Kel's friends sabotage the other girls' talent segment. Excuse me. What would you do to solve world hunger? I would tell the hungry people of the world to take smaller bites and to chew thoroughly. That way, your food will last longer. And Bud gets on stage, grabs the mic, and Kel actually thinks that it's Joey. This just looks like Bud. And Marcy just straight up choking out Jefferson. And turning Japanese. Jefferson just keeps stepping on Marcy's line. Because I'm just so happy for you. I'm celebrated by you getting the hell out of here and me watching my TV. Al's channeling his early season self. My treat. So Al, there's one thing we could do tonight that would make it absolutely perfect. I need you to leave the neighborhood. See, I don't want my boss to be repulsed by you and your children. No offense, none taken. And some of this episode, a lot of it, is probably pretty racist. Is that Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid? The inner monologue of the Japanese boss is hilarious. She hired a Japanese family stand-in for the Bundys. If I were to quote all my favorite inner monologue lines, I would basically be quoting all of them. I feel bad for Amanda Bearse having to sing so obnoxiously at the karaoke. Her voice isn't that annoying except for when they play that up. The inner monologue of the businessman is actually not unlike Bucks or Lucky's. I wonder if Jefferson can sing in real life, or if and they're just making him do it so poorly. I figure he's probably a better dancer than they make him out to be here. Claim me, bud. Man, they are so trashy. Well, take this out, and I have a good mind to sue them for false advertising. That's how I'd sign all the clams you could eat. Not all the clams you could eat right now. If Marcy wasn't so overexcited and just came out and told Al that it's a junk car, if she had built it up, if she had said he wants the best American car he could get, and that's yours, something, he would probably have jumped at it. I love that car more than anything that I have. Dad, what about us? You need a Q-tip! And the Japanese businessman picks up a knife. Do you not realize how rare these Dodges are today? Half of them were recalled. The rest dissolved in the rain. You will get me that Dodge, or I will get a new vice president for my bank. Yep, we're in full sitcom mode. My language. What? I said stop. Very good physical performance from David Faustino's Bud. When Al mentions his toothbrush and Bud's starting to throw up, has to walk away. You heard about an indecent sex act? I assure you I have no indecent sex act in my establishment. Then get one. Yeah, we didn't ditch that drug sting out for nothing. At the risk of sugarcoating this, I'm just going to say, when it comes to finances, you're an idiot. Alright, you got your 20 grand. Daddy! I really do hope that in real life, Amanda Beers wasn't anywhere near as uncomfortable with the dance as Marcy is. And once again, clearly she is attractive. And I'm gushing up. He's talking about his clams. Yeah, she's now the ATM beeper. What? You know when you're pushing your code and the ATM goes beep? Yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's her. And they found that the claims are tainted with botulism and shrug it off. Al goes to the dogs. There we go. No, I heard that. I just chose to ignore it. I'm thinking of the dog, Cal. Didn't you, Dad? I like the running gag of Bud's sleepwear. Gino spells no. When is that guy gonna stop trying? He's clearly is going to keep getting shut back out there. Their parents were killed in a fiery car crash. Exactly. Gradually, Al talking to the family that isn't there gets really creepy. That actually happens almost immediately. Al, I don't see Bob Kelly. Do you? And Jefferson disappears so suddenly that the curtain is blowing from the speed of it. You could say from the wind, but I like to think it's because he ran away so cartoonishly fast. No little engine that couldn't. Yeah, well, they speak spinach. $500. I can look like I didn't spend any money on my cell phone. You are your mother's daughter. It's like when you spend a ton of money on jeans that already have holes in them. How did Al building a doghouse lead to him getting chased by the lawnmower? I guess mowing the lawn where he's building the house. Howdy, neighbor. What you doing? Let's see. I have some. I got some wood. I got a how to build me a doghouse manual. I'm jet skiing. And Al specifically makes noise to bother Marcy. And the girl just starts over the "would you wine me and dine me" line when facing Carlos. And Bud easily stops her. So, again, sexist, but it's as if she's like one of those greeting cards you open and it plays music or something, completely automated. Mr. Bundy, money is no concern to me. I come from a very wealthy family. Son, did you know who would use one of these? Of course. Do you know how to make it go loud? You mean like this? Now Carlos just builds the doghouse for Al while he goes around making noise. When she hits him with the wooden board, he's like, "What did I do to you?" Typical bully. You were born! And you live here, and I don't know what you did to my bird house, but the little birdies won't, the bird bath, but the birdies won't go there anymore. Nice doghouse you got there. Thank you. Tear it down. You say it's a doghouse. What's to stop you from renting it out to a family? The fact that it's 2 feet by 2 feet. Sorry, Benny. Yeah, no, yeah, I guess that. No doghouse. No doghouse, no brain. Perhaps these could be resolved with bludgeoning. Such a classic, awful bureaucrat abusing his power character. And Carlos just hands Al as much money as he needs. He's so nice and trusting. Carlos, see? You better make it 80. Call me old-fashioned, but I'm a one-bribe kind of guy. Money to... I don't know how to bowl. You got money, don't you? That's half the game right there. Carlos, what are you doing out here with the yard man? No, Kelly. This man is your father. That hasn't been proven. I'm having a wonderful time here with your father. And now Al just speaks Spanish all the time, even to Kelly. Poquito. Spent all that money. That's the tiny little amount of concrete thing. Very funny. Check your sock drawer. Oh, nothing. And he smiles. Oh, what? What's wrong now? No plumbing? And Al straight up throws the hammer at Marcy, and apparently hits. If he's dirty, he just drags himself across the ground, like I'm going to do to you if you don't prove this doghouse. And they actually put in a tiny little toilet and have the flushing sound playing. We are well and truly ranked. And now he doesn't rank. It's Kelly. Your father is a wise man. He reeks of wisdom and something else I cannot identify. That is one of my all-time favorite lines of the show. One that I've never forgotten. Daddy, you've ruined my life. Well, that makes us even. I mean, you dead? No, me and Carlos. You know, I've spent thousands on I've spent $1,000 on a doghouse Lucky won't set foot into. And why are you so happy? Because thousands of it are in my pocket. And Al buries Marcy's Mercedes in cement. And enemies. It's a rerun. No, it's not. I've seen it 1 billion times. Al thinks the smoke detectors are a waste of money. Danny, can you... That might be the door. That's a cool name. What's... Yeah, were you named after him? Yeah, my father. Huh, what's his name? So how bad is it? Hold on a minute. Hey, what's 7 times 4? Hey, what's 7 times 4? 28. Oh, we're dead. We are down with the people. God. Hey, MFer, could you refill our water? The black guy serving the black guy serving when Marcy keeps saying, yeah, I forget. Yeah, the keeps sounding like she's black. He looks like he's gonna kill them in their sleep or something. Your mama? No, Marcy, it's your mother. My other car is a yacht. Drives like crap in the city. And this like remind me of my 4th wife's tone. Trump, is that you? I love the old couple. Oh, Henry. More like she does. Oh, Henry. And the other two both go, oh, Henry. I mean, oh, Tom. This is the third and final failed pilot on the show. I guess the show itself would have been Tom and Shannon being angry at each other. You know, there would have been a bunch of episodes where they've broken up. Yeah. I barely see how there's a show there. And the other couple of characters, Tom's sister, and the stupid waitress Keiko, the George, the impatient server. I don't. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. And the lazy guy who's watching porn. They're such boring characters. So one note. Huh. And Bud hits the books. They named him after Sybil Shepherd. Definitely sexist and misogynist. But it is funny that the morning after, she still thinks they're playing strip study. Excuse me. Can't you give me a hand? Obviously, you have too many as it is. I think I can defend Mr. Bundy without viewing the tape. In fact, that was the one condition on which I would take the case. Some poor student literally did open the door at exactly the wrong moment, as Miss Hardaway puts it. Constant, never-ending self-love. And the guy keeps trying to top each other over the most creative place they did the Bundy. The only thing he did wrong was going to the library in the first place. How do you explain doing it in the library? I'm glad you asked that. But how the hell do you explain it? That is a tight little lie. I mean, a little white lie. I really love Miss Hardaway, especially in this episode. The moment I saw her in the virginity hotline episode, I didn't remember that one as well, but I did recognize it. But I was like, oh, that's right. She's the one who's going to be in the library one. Yeah. It's just gotten done saying nobody will know it. Then the chant begins. And the signs say from left to right, give this boy a hand, give a hoot and self-salute, and reach out and touch yourself. Bud's alone, but he has fun. 2, 4, 6, 8, it's his only steady date. 1, 2, 3, 4, he shouldn't have to lock the door. And the dean won't shake Bud's hand, but instead just throws the diploma into his hands. And, you know, him graduating, the fact that he's graduated does get applause. Kiss of the coffee woman. course, I was talking to Jefferson. I guess that makes you a hot young chick. Could you be just a little more specific? You dullard! No, but it's true. I can't take money from your kids. Sure you can, you're stronger than the boy. Yes, that's a high-pitched voice when you're supposed to be a macho guy. I do love when someone on the show, often Kelly, has to do take after take of an obnoxious music video or ad or something, and they keep finding ways for it to get screwed up. And shatters the glass of the director. Either that or Sergeant Andrew Scott just shot him in the eye. Mr. Darcy, I think I can get you a job in this commercial. Why? What did I ever do to you? Well, like a season ago or more, you thought you had frustrated him to the point of him being willing to shoot his own family. So maybe he has a grudge about that. Oh, Daddy, you do love me. I do now. Oh, shoot me. Of course, one of the commercials required them to kiss. What are you hinting at? I'll explain it later. And Kelly and Jefferson are both loving the idea of I've given you fatherly advice in the past. You have never given me fatherly advice. Okay, fine. I'm not talking to you as father. I'm talking to you as someone who could beat you physically. I do love it when she tries to assert herself as an adult and then ends up sounding so childish. And apparently sometimes she picks up the phone thinking when the door rings. When I bought this, I had a choice, a boy or a girl. It's symbolic. She's Chinese, Dad. But that's what I was hoping you'd be. Oh, Daddy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not Chinese. They're not gonna kiss anymore. What are they gonna do? Curtain up and bed. Really cool that they got, I forget his name, to come back as director for several of these. I don't care how much they're paying. How does $50,000 pay? Quiet on the set. Look, I'm a real man, not no little boy. And it's Marcy and Al. And the world's alive on Lance. And they're stiff and wooden as a pair of boards. I'm going home. Someone get me some frogs and some bourbon. You should probably be careful about saying things like that. In Hollywood, you can start a nasty rumor about yourself. And they just keep doing takes, even as the set's being shut down around them. It was good for me, Al. Was it good for you too? And he's asleep. Torch song duet. And Al's gonna read that begins later. Griff. Either you're both Klingons and this is foreplay, or she's not into you. You are alone, aren't you, Griff? Al Bundy isn't there, is he? Hello, Griff. Hello, Whiff. Waffle's gone. And the Weeble's still here. And he moves away from the Victoria's Secret. Al has to not talk, so when Kelly comes in, he can't say no. I love Al's face right after she walks out, right before Bud talks to him. And Bud starts to say his full name, and Al grabs him by the throat and throws him into the other part of the story. I'd rather let my friend Alberta. You mean Alfredo? Yeah, Alfredo Alberta. And Griff claims he's the one caring for a woman. For a fraction of a second, you think that Griff is going to share it with Al, but nope, he was talking about the woman. Daddy, do you want to know what I think? Oh, this should be good. The ping and the pong. And Kelly is so happy that someone is feeling a little pong. She's beating it wide out. Hey, again, hasn't she? Paints his ankles, so we think he can afford socks. Not you. I'm sure in your next life you're going to be reincarcerated. And I like to think of you as barely got through the words of that line, little conviction. Roy Jones Jr. Marcy getting mistaken for Bruce Jenner plays interestingly different today. It's a miracle Alfredo the tongueless man speaks. Al just can't help himself. He insults the sports stars to their faces. Yeah. I love Al's increasingly unconvincing, I am his best friend and I am very happy for him. And Jefferson immediately tries to sell the Super Bowl ring. This is Miranda Veracruz. I love Miranda really driving the nails. Yep, that's Al Bundy. Oh, sorry about that. And then Tonya Harding. I did not watch I, Tonya, but I can imagine that Margot Robbie is excellent in it. Someone fired a flaming arrow into the cardboard cutout of Al's head. And the joke's on Al. Remember in the expressway when you worked for him, you almost died? That was us. Remember when Dan accidentally shot you in the back and you're hospitalized for 7 weeks? Oh, I just had him arrested. Corruption, decent exposure, cannibalism. That doesn't compare to pizzas. Wow. Once again, Al, this is why you sell shoes. Well, I guess it's obvious where we go from here. Yes, it is. Get the hell out of my house, meetings adjourned. And Jefferson and Al start pulling practical jokes on each other. May the best joker win. Heath Ledger's, I think, probably the best. But Mark Hamill's is up there. Jared Leto's, obviously, is at the bottom. Evidence Schmattens. Ah, he's Republican. If you're a girl calling for Bud, hi, Mom. Man, Bud folded like a cheap suit. One hit from the pillow to his ears. Yeah. It's Webster. Now Al calls him Urkel. Oops. It's a practical joke, of course. I haven't eaten anyone, and they back off. And Kel erases the message from Griff. Besides, Bud, your girlfriends don't call here. You have to call them. and it costs $3.00. And Bud chases her. Quick, Kelly, grab something soft and plushy to hit him with. What, you sent me 20 pizzas? Considering that's not a bad guess. Oh no, that'd be stupid. He's full. It looks more like Jefferson sat on the cover, the top, not the toilet seat itself. Did the prop guy mess up? And all Kel has to do now is put her palm to her foot. They really made Bud a weakling this episode. And Kel lets go, and Bud falls down. Oh, she said she's an old friend of Mom's. Then what the hell did you let her in for? You obviously never slept with your mother. Al, I don't think Bud is that desperate. I would hope not. And they eat like pigs. And now Griff's in a straitjacket. What about the walls, Dad? We should throw the walls. But you will be videotaping. Just because she stole her fans on the wedding day. Oh, I've seen 15 murder she wrote that started like this. And so now the audience knows that she really is an old friend of Peggy's. And Al pours it into his hands, into between his hands instead of into a glass used, and only realizes there's no glass when he's trying to hand it to her. I really love the photos of Griff as he gets more and more into trouble for the cannibalism. It's not a matter of life and death. I don't know any June. You say that, but I bet you lie. And they play the wedding march or whatever on kazoos. And Bud's in shorts. I love Gary Coleman's face right after they stop. They're done playing the kazoos. Yada yada, Al, blah blah blah, June, blah blah blah, side of God. Married in a hurry, married in a hurry. This is so beautiful. Anything to say, Jefferson? I mean, if I were Al, I'd say bigamy. This is my joke. You know, Peg had to be off for a few episodes due to real life stuff. This is a really great way to bring her back. Just nobody, just my wife. Hurry up with the ring, boy. He kind of sounded like Homer Simpson there. What is going on here, Al? Well, it all started with 10 pizzas. Doesn't everything? Alright, here's the last of the duty-free duty. So she did find him. I love Ephraim's confused face. For a second there, you think it's like, man, these guys go far in practical jokes, but then, what's a toilet seat? What's an answering machine? Oh no, honey, we're gonna do it standing up. This is really a glorious, victorious return for Peg. For the 37th time. Bundy, do you take this woman to be your wife? Besides, that's got you covered. A literal shotgun wedding. Sure am I. So what I do? Gotcha! And the end credits run over Griff in the electric chair. Yeah. Great season finale, and my ears are very grateful for the relief. And now, even though I almost forgot, here are the votes, or rather rankings. Let's see. Okay, I'm fairly certain I said the Reverend Al one, so I'm gonna write to rankings is what I'm going with. Rankings. Yes, so starting at How Bleen Was My Kelly. The ranking is it's in 144, and I agree with that. The Weaker Sex is 250, and I agree. Flight of the Bumblebee is 177, I agree. Blond and Blonder is 128th. I place in the top 100. The Two That Got Away is 158th, and for me it's top 150. Dud Bowl II is 135, for me top 100. Barely Men is ranked 234th, and for me it's top 200. Love Conquers Al is the 175th, and I agree. I Can't Believe It's Butter is ranked 11th. It's top 5 for me. The Hood, the Button, the Kelly is ranked 68th, and for me it's top 50. And The Hood, the Button, the Kelly Part 2 is ranked 113. For me it's top 100. Calendar Girl is 30th, for me top 20. The Agony and the Extra C is 181, for me top 150. Let's see, Spring Break Part 1 is 108th, for me top 100. Oh, that's right, that's what I was planning to do. Okay. And it works, yes. And Spring Break Part 2 is 88, top 75 for me. Touring Japanese is 160, top 150 for me. Al Goes to the Dogs is 109th, top 100 for me. Enemies is 261st. I would have to agree it's right there at the bottom with the others failed spin-off pilots. Bud Hits the Books is 28th, top 25 for me. Kiss of the Coffee Woman is 47th, top 25 for me. Torch Song Duet is 150th, top 100 for me. And The Jokes on Al is place 41 and top 25 for me. And that takes us all through it. So, yes, hope you enjoyed it as well, despite the, in my opinion, lesser setup this time. But yeah, not much to do about that. And I can't believe there's only one season left, but I do have more hilarious sitcoms coming up, so there's that to look forward to.